Welcome to the Pano2VR Quick Start screencast. In this screencast, I will quickly introduce you to Pano2VR. For more detailed explanations of the individual settings I introduced to you today, just go to the tutorial page on the Garden Gnome website. In this demonstration, the Mac OS X version is used, but the Windows and Linux versions will function the same way. The first thing you want to do after opening Pano2VR is to drag and drop your panoramic image to this area where it says drop your panorama here. If you don't want to drag and drop, you can also click select input. Pano2VR will automatically recognize the format of the image you imported, including its type and size. From here we can get started right away with creating, for example, a QuickTime movie. This area is the output field where we can create a number of different movies. For instance, if you go to this drop-down menu here, you'll see we can not only output our image as a QuickTime movie, but also as a Flash movie. Under Transformation, you'll find that you can create thumbnail images, remap images for printing, and export images for players like Spiffy or the Flash Panoramas player. So let's get started. Click Add in the Output field and the parameter sheet for the QuickTime movie will appear. Under the Settings tab, you can set the parameters for tiles, image quality, and auto rotation. I'm just going to modify the tile settings parameters to create a panorama with a reasonable file size. If you're unsure or not comfortable adjusting certain parameters, you can leave them at their defaults and still get good results. The outputted movie will be saved in the same directory as the original image. And here's the QuickTime movie. Now that we have a QuickTime movie, let's go ahead and create a Flash movie as well. Like the QuickTime parameter sheet, we have multiple parameters that we can customize. Again, you'll see tile settings along with other Flash-specific parameters, including the ability to add a skin. Here's the movie without a skin. Let's see what it looks like with a skin. A skin is just a collection of graphics and interactive elements, like images and buttons, that can help the user navigate the panorama. There are several preloaded skins which you can use and modify, or you can design your own. And here's the Flash movie. Let's add an HTML page to it. Under the HTML tab, you can enable the export of an HTML file for your panorama. Like the skins, there are preloaded HTML templates that you can modify to match your website. Each output format has an HTML tab for outputting an HTML file, and all have the same basic features and functions. Now let's create a thumbnail image from our panorama. Choose Transformation from the Output drop-down menu. Start by choosing the type of image you want. For this example, I'm going to choose the mirror ball since it makes a great thumbnail image. I'll output it to ping and then click OK to output the image. And here's the thumbnail. Now back at the main screen, I can modify parameters that will affect all files in the output section. In viewing parameters, we can do a number of things. We can first of all choose where the movie will start or where within the panorama the movie opens up to. For example, I want my movie to open at this point. So I just have to click Set to apply this view as the default view. In user data, you can enter information about the image that can, for example, show up in an HTML page or in the information window in the QuickTime movie. We can even create hotspots, and because it is so easy in Pano2VR, I'll show you really quick. Just choose a shape and draw on the image to define the hotspot. Give it a title. And when the hotspot is clicked on, it'll send the user to the Gardenome software website. And that's it. You have a hotspot. Next, recreate the outputs to include the changes you've made in viewing parameters, user data, and hotspots. So let's take a look at our new creations. Here's the HTML page with the Flash movie with the new default view. Here's a hotspot. And the QuickTime movie with the same default view. And that's it for our quick start guide. We hope you enjoy using Pano2VR.